Uh, my name is Omalawa for all those that wanna know. Got a YouTube snapping Insta that I named The Omo Show, where I clearly spit the flow, show you around the life I chose. So add me if you wanna see how far the story goes. Peace, my beautiful family. Welcome to The Omo Show. I'm Omo, the Afrocentric creatress, here to raise the vibrations of the entire Black nation. This is probably going to be one of the shortest videos y'all ever seen me do. Because I really don't have much to say. It's just this idea. I didn't even think I was going to make a video today. But I was just on Instagram, Snapchat. You know, these types of things be provoking different thoughts for me. So, you know, I be on Instagram or Snapchat. And I be seeing black folks doing like this. You know, with their little peace sign, you know. So, that led me to want to make this video about certain things that I feel like that I've learned along my journey that I should share with y'all, just in case it's something that y'all want to implement in y'all everyday life, on ways that we as Africans can be specializing or individualizing or uniquifying how we communicate with each other and how we communicate with the world, you know. So with that being said, white peace sign, black peace sign. White peace sign, black peace sign. Why? I'm about to let you know right now. White peace sign is peace. But these two things, you know, if we think about it visually, they're separate, right? You know, this represents a body, that represents a body. So it's peace, but it's separate. It's separate people. You know, they're not together. The reason you will see certain quote-unquote conscious black people do peace this way is because peace is togetherness. These two bodies come together as one. So when I'm speaking of black people, when I'm saying peace, you know, peace. That's why in my videos I say peace, love, black power, peace. This is peace for us because it's togetherness. We are one. Separateness, togetherness. Separateness, togetherness. If I'm talking to white people, which usually I might say peace, but I'm not going to do the peace sign per se. But if I were, for example, you can or you don't have to do this, but if I were, in that case, I would do this, because this is peace. It's all love, but you are one and I am one. You living your life, I'm living my life, but we are not living the same life. Thus, it's peace. I see you, but this is what it is. If I'm talking to black people, peace. That's what it is. So I wanted to tell y'all that, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was why you'll see certain quote-unquote conscious Africans using the letter K instead of the letter C when they're spelling Africa. There's a couple reasons for this, but one of them is the fact that most African languages, or I don't know all African languages, I don't know about all African languages. There are so many African languages. I could be wrong. I don't know. But for the ones that I know of, the ones that I have learned about and studied, and from my studies in school, my African studies, I have learned that the letter K is not in African alphabets, you know, and even the language that I study, the African languages that I've come in contact with, they don't have a letter. I mean, the letter C is not in their alphabet. That's what I meant to say. My bad, y'all. But the letter C is not in their alphabet. And the reason, I don't really know the reason that is, but I mean, if you think about it, I don't really believe that the C is necessary, because if you think about the English definitions or the English vernacular or whatever, when you spell cat, C-A-T, to me, that's why kids would usually put a K there when they're learning how to spell, because K, you would think that the K is supposed to go and replace the C. And really, the C doesn't have a place. It doesn't have a real purpose. At least to me, it don't. And that's why it's not in a lot of African languages. I'm assuming because they already got a K. So by replacing the C with the K is kind of like acknowledging pre-colonialism. And I know that Africa was not what Africa was called before colonialism. But given that there is a lot of question marks around that, I think that a lot of us use the K just to acknowledge still that we're talking about Africa pre-colonialism, pre you introducing us to some C that don't even exist in our languages. You feel me? So that's one thing. The other thing, it has to do with how the K actually visually looks. And I only got 2 hands, so I can't show y'all. So you know what? Freak it. I got a piece of paper right here. Let's see. So Africa. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. I'm drawing a picture for y'all, you know? So, I wanted to show y'all what this looks like. This is a letter K, right? And a reason that a lot of people might use the K too is because we see this as, you see how you have 4 separate lines that are made from this K, right? This to us represents the African diaspora. How we were taken from this center point, which is Africa, and taken to these different lands, split up and taken to these different lands, right? It shows that history. That's what the letter K shows, is that we were here, but we were all split and taken these different ways. And it shows that history of the diaspora. But what it also does is that if you go the opposite way, it's these Africans who are from here who are now living in these different lands that are coming back together. You see, the K brings us back together. The K brings us back together to this point, which is Africa. It shows that we were separated in the diaspora, but it also shows that there is a coming together of us as well, right here at this center point, which is Africa. Now, if you think about the letter C, on the other hand, the letter C is broken. There is no continuousness. There is no connectedness. It's just broken. The history is broken. Everything is broken. The connection is broken. Nothing, you can't see nothing here. There's nothing. So that's another reason why we use the letter K. It's just because it represents togetherness. It represents us coming back together as one, as Africans, you know. So those are 2 things. I ain't even gonna go into why we sometimes spell it Afrika. That's for a whole nother video. But I wanted to just share that with y'all because I believe it's important for us to at least know of the different ways that we could be identifying ourselves, you know, individual as a black whole, instead of giving in to what we have become or what people have tried to make us become. I believe that even something as simple as changing language, changing how we view imagery, changing those types of things, can really help us to empower ourselves as African beings and not just as diasporic African beings who are clearly affected by colonialism, which we are. But let's get back to the roots. And that's pretty much what I'm talking about here. Getting back to the roots, togetherness, getting back to the roots. Where'd that piece of paper just go? Togetherness. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I hope y'all, I mean, if y'all got any questions, let me know. If y'all got any concerns, let me know. Comment below. Comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you like. But in the meantime, go ahead and enjoy y'all beautiful days. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace, love. Black power all day, every day. Ain't no other way, okay?